Hey everyone. So I want to move forward and get some more done on the Trans Am project. The next steps are XMAT on the interior of the car, replacing the tail panel, and mounting the subframe back up. To do those, we need to say goodbye to the old tilter jig we made earlier and move the car onto a body cart. This cart's great because it allows us to move the body easily, and it's nice and stable when I'm getting in and out of the car. I assembled the cart in an open area of the garage and put the frame up on jack stands to make it easier to mount the casters. Once everything's hand tight and where it should be, I run over all the hardware and secure it down with a ratchet. Now I can roll the cart under the body of the Trans Am. Now before you start typing stuff, just wait. I'm going to position this cart with 2 pads under the leaf spring and then 2 at the forward pinch weld. The reason for that is I'm going to be going in and out of this thing in the interior installing a sound deadening XMAT. So I want to make sure it's as stable as possible. And now I can take off the remaining bits of the tilter jig since it's no longer needed. As a little added insurance, I tack welded the adjustable telescoping frame in place so it can't shift while I'm doing the rest of the bodywork. Okay, so we're off the tilter whirl now and onto the body cart, which worked out real nice. Got it supported at the leaf spring back there and then up the front pinch weld. Did it that way so that I have a little bit more stability when I'm in here doing the XMAT. It's going to be climbing around at the rear there and I didn't want it falling off. Then I'm going to do the rear tail panel here. Get that in the back, and that should be the last of the rust repair after that. All right, I'm gonna jump ahead. I know I gotta do that rear panel yet, weld that in, but I'm gonna jump ahead and do the XMAT, the sound deadening in here. I'm gonna use some aluminum to fill our factory drain holes here. Vacuum it out, get it all prepped, show you how easy it is and how much you really need to do like an F-body size vehicle here. So I went ahead and used the Scotch-Brite, just de-nibbed, got anything that was sitting on there. I'm not really looking to de-gloss it or anything like that. Now I'm gonna go ahead and clean it. Pre-painting prep's what we recommend. If you don't have it, use some acetone. Just want to get off any grime or contaminants that may still be on the surface. Keep flipping your rag so you're not just moving junk around. I'm fully aware you can buy the OE plugs for the drain holes. For a concourse restoration, that'd be the way to go. But I'm going to drive this, and it's going to be driven in all types of weather. So I can either weld them shut, or I can make my own patch plugs here. I'm choosing to do the aluminum one here because I'll have 0 corrosion. Even welding plates shut, I've found after a couple years, you get the corrosion that starts around that weld joint from underneath. The aluminum won't have it. What I'm doing is I'm cutting out circles that'll fit each of the drain holes, and then I'm going to RTV and glue these in. And there you go, that's what it looks like from the underside, completely sealed. Just repeat for each of the other drain holes. Now you get 9 pieces in the kit, so go ahead and lay them out in both directions, longitudinal and horizontal, and see which way you get best coverage. Now from here on out it gets fun. This is the easy part. As I said before, I'm starting right where the floor meets the rocker. I'm not going to go up onto the rocker because I want my molded carpet to be able to glue tight to that. I don't want the extra mass on there. So I'm going to start by just peeling some of the paper back, getting it positioned exactly where I want, and then just rolling it tight. You want to make sure you get that roller and that material down into every one of the stampies and crevices onto this floor the best that you can. Go ahead and make relief cuts in corners if you need to. It's a lot better to have a little bit of a gap there than it is to have a void. While they're fresh in your mind and you know where they are, go ahead and punch through for any of the seat belt and seat mount holes. Some of you guys out there might be asking, why do we need to do this and why not just reinstall the factory insulation? Well, first, if you're dealing with the 30-plus-year-old car, that stuff is probably falling apart, waterlogged, and unusable. Second, XMAT is also a major upgrade over the factory insulation in protecting your interior from heat produced by the engine, transmission, and exhaust, while also being an excellent sound deadener. It actually drops road noise by up to 19 decibels and interior temps by up to 30 degrees. That's pretty significant on long road trips like we're planning on taking in this car. So with all the pieces installed there, I went back and just rolled some of the areas in the stampings and the voids just to get them a little bit better, but it turned out real nice. It's adhered down to the substrate, so it'll work from the acoustic side of it. And then I have up in the footwell there, so that'll help with some of the thermal from the headers. Check back soon to see more tail panel replacement and more work on the subframe. For more information on the body cart or the XMAT, head over to eastwood.com.